Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to teach you about the unit circle. The brief introduction about the unit circle. So unit circle is just composed of many angles. So nandito na nakalagay lahat ng angles within a circle. So as we can see here, meron tayo sa positive x-axis na 0 to 360 degrees. And pag pinabilog natin siya, pupunta siya sa 90 degrees, then 180 degrees, 270, hanggang pabalik lang siya sa 360 degrees. And that's the circle. So, here, let me draw. I cannot draw a perfect circle here, so nakaganyan lang siya. Ang cosine is correspond sa x value. And ang sine is correspond sa y value. So, yung 1,0 dun sa side, that is cosine and sine. So, yung sa top, dun sa tabi ng 90 degrees, that is cosine, sine. So, kapag cosine 0, it is 90 degrees. I mean, cosine 90, it is 0 degrees. If it is cosine 0 degrees, if it's cosine 0, the value is 1. If the cosine is 180 degrees, the value of it is negative 1. If the sine is, let's think of a number, is 0 degrees, that means it is 0. And if sine is 90, then it is 1. So let's draw something here. Yung mga degrees na yan is correspond lang yan sa 30, 60, 90, 30, 60, 90 special right triangles. So let's just draw here. So I know na napag-aralan nyo na to about sa trigonometry ng grade 9. About the special right triangles. They are used and memorized because they are easy. So, alam natin yung value dito sa tabi sa adjacent ng 60 degrees is 1. Dito sa adjacent ng 30 is root 30. And ang hypotenuse niya is 2. So, alam natin ang cosine theta is equals to adjacent, right? Here, adjacent over hypotenuse. So, ito ay isa sa trigonometric ratio. So, mag-review rin kayo guys about grade 9. So, adjacent over... So, pag tinanong natin, what is cosine 30 degrees? We can just find it is root 3 over 2 because adjacent over opposite. So, pwede natin lagay dito sa unit circle natin. Ang cosine 30 degrees is root 3 over 2 and dun siya sa x. Because x, y siya, right? And cosine, sine. They are equal. So, root 3 over 2, ano. So, let's find the sine 30 degrees. What is it? So, alam natin sine 30 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. So, 1 over 2. So, dyan natin lalagay siya. So, yan yung sine 30 degrees. Okay, now. Let's find another angles. So, meron tayong 45 degrees dito. May 60 degrees. So, hanapin natin yung cosine 60. What is cosine 60? So, it's basically root 3 over... No, not root 3. The thing that is adjacent over the 60 degrees. So, it's 1 over hypotenuse. So, it's 1/2. So, this is 1/2 here. And oops, I deleted. Oh no, okay. I just read something. Let me delete this. Let's find the sine 60. So, what is sine 60? Ang sine 60 is just opposite over hypotenuse. So, dun tayo titingin sa sine 60. And ang opposite niya is root 3. Ang hypotenuse is 2. So, that's it. We're just going to put here is root 3 over 2. Okay, so sine of the 60 degrees pala in the unit circle. So, what about the 45 degrees? So, meron rin tayong tinatawag na 45, 45, 90 special right triangles. So, it is almost the same as the 30, 60, 90 degrees. We're just going to memorize some numbers here. So, ang adjacent to 45, we just put 1 sa lahat nila. And ang hypotenuse niya is always root number 2. So, if we're going to find sine 45 degrees, we're just going to have the opposite over hypotenuse. So, opposite is 1 and ang hypotenuse root 2. We can just rationalize the denominator. So, I will get is root 2 over 2. And that's the answer for this. So, paglagay natin sa unit circle. So, dito pala, nauna natin yung sign. So, root 2 over 2. Now, let's move on sa cosine. So, let's find the cosine. So, what is cosine 45 degrees? You can do it. You can just pause the video because I'm going to delete these things. And you guys just find cosine 45 degrees. Okay, I deleted quadrant. Let me just put quadrant. Oh no, what did I put? So I just misaligned. I just Q and U. Okay, am I in the right spelling? Quadrant. Okay, now let's find cosine 45 degrees. So what is cosine 45 degrees? It is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is the same as sine. No, we can just go into rationalize the denominator and we will get the same value. It's root 2 over 2. So that's it. That's the cosine 45 degrees. So dito lang yan, nag-work lang siya sa quadrant 1. We can use special right triangles on quadrant 1s. So what if naman sa ibang quadrants like quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4? So we can just use the unit circle for those things. And yung, what do you call this? The reference angles, which is also using the special right triangles. So let's get to some problems. So let's say we're going to find what is cosine 180 degrees. So as guessing, if you already memorize it, as I show you earlier, cosine 180 is just lies on the negative x-axis. So dito yung 90, here we have 180. Sa bottom, we have 270 degrees. And then, ang 180 is just clearly here. This is 180 degrees, right? And so 180 degrees, we all know that it's negative 1, 0. Because negative x, y, right? Papunta siya sa negative x direction. That's why cosine there is negative 1. Okay. So let's move on to our next problem. What if we have sine of what angle? Let's use 135 degrees. So how can we, oh my gosh. How can we find sine of 135 degrees? So let's just go here. Straight draw some cross. So we got 0 here. We got 0, 360 degrees. So 90 degrees sa itaas. We have 180 degrees on the left side. And sa bottom, we have 270 degrees. So sine 135 is lumampas lang siya ng 90. Oh, let me draw that better. Here. So 135 lang siya. So dito siya naglalay. And let's just draw some a segment simula sa origin. And as we can see, we can just draw a right triangle here. There you go. So right triangle. And what we have here is the reference angle. Ito yung reference angle. Pag lumampas siya dyan sa quadrant 1. We are actually on quadrant 2, right? So yung 135 degrees is the theta. So to calculate the the reference angle, what we're going to do is subtract 180 to 135 degrees. So what we will have is quadratic reference angle is equals to 45 degrees. So what we're going to do is use the sine. So ang hinanap is sine 135. So we will use sine again. So sine 45 degrees. So we all know we have a right triangle, right? We have 45, 45 here. We can actually draw this all the time. So ang sine 45 na derive natin kanina is root 2 over 2. So ilalagay lang natin siya dun sa unit circle. Mismo kung saan yung unit root 2 over 2. And change natin yung kung it's either positive or negative. So wala naman tayong mababago dyan because they are on positive x and negative x, y. Pero yung y is root 2, which is positive. Now let's move on to our second problem. What do we have cosine 225 degrees? It's actually third problem. Oops, why this is red? Let's make this black. So let's draw some here. And John. So what we got here is 0, 360. We got here is 90. We got 180 here. We got 270. So let's just suppose. So lalampas siya sa 180 degrees, right? So what we got here. Assume natin nandyan yung 225. So let's just draw right triangle. So dito yung 225 degrees natin, which is the theta. We have the reference angle here. So ang reference, to calculate the reference angle, we're just going to subtract 225 minus 180. So all the way siya sa 180, guys. Kung ano yung bigger angle, that's what we're going to use. So current reference angle is 45 degrees. So cosine 45 is root 2 over 2. So ang cosine 225, okay, let's write it here first. So as we can see, yung root 2 is naglalay siya sa negative x-axis. Right? So lagay natin ng negative root 2. So ang cosine 225 degrees is negative root 2, comma 2. And that's it for this problem. That is the difference of cosine 45 to cosine 220. Okay, let's go here. So what we now we have sine 315 degrees. So we have 0, 360. We have 90 here. We got 180 here and 270. So ito is lumampas siya sa 90, 180 at 270. So we're going to go here. And oops, I think this is too big. I want to make it here. Let me just repeat this. So here we got this. So dito yung 315 degrees. Just roll some. So here we have 315 degrees. So dito yung reference angle. And we can just draw a right triangle here. So ang reference angle is, ang gagawin natin is, isubtract natin yung 315 degrees and 270. So gagawa pala ako ng bagong video about reference angles on kung saan sila isa-subtract. And after this one. So reference angle is also 45 degrees, which is sine 45 degrees is root 2 over 2. And then, so therefore, ang sine 315 degrees, so ilagay muna natin siya dito. So opposite over hypotenuse, ang root 2 now is naglalay siya sa negative y direction, right? So here, so I'm going to put the negative sign sa tabi niya. So therefore, ang sine 315 is negative root 2 over 2. And that's the answer. Okay. Let's make more. So, what if now meron tayong radians? What we're going to do? So, you can pause the video and solve. And find the value of sine pi over 3. So, what we can do here is just convert it into degrees. So, alam na natin kung paano mag-convert. We're just going to multiply 180 over pi. So, pi will cancel and we got this. So, This is equal to sine 60 degrees. So, we're finding of sine 60 degrees. Which is clearly ano na lang, no? Kahit hindi natin ilagay sa unit circle, what we're going to do is just use the special right triangle of 30, 60, 90 degrees. So, dito siya, naglalay. So, we got this. You all know the value of is earlier. So, 60 dito, may 30 degrees dito. So, I'm not gonna put any number na kasi we all know that sine 60 is root 3 over 2. So, if I'm going to put value, so ganito siya. Right? And that's it. That's it for this. But now, what if we have cosine 2 pi over 3? So, this is much different than earlier. Meron tayong value sa tabi ng pi. So, what we can do is just still convert it into degree. So, what we're going to do is just cancel the pi's. And then we got 60 over 2 times 2. 60 times 2 is 120 degrees. So, let's just use the unit circle here. Let's draw something. Dito yung 0, dito yung 360, dito yung 90. Here we have 180. We got 270 degrees dito. So, they just, so, lagay natin dito na same siya ng cosine 120 degrees. So, we're just going to get here. Lumampas lang siya na 90. Draw lang tayo ng right triangle. Here. There we go. So, 120 degrees dito. And we have here is the reference angle. So, to calculate it, you're just going to subtract 180 and 120. We're going to take their difference. So, the reference angle is equal to 60 degrees. Okay. Pag nag-40 yan, that's impossible to calculate. We're going to use calculator if that happens. So, cosine 60 so just 1/2. So, lagay lang tayo ng negative doon sa kasi it's on negative x direction. So, cosine 120 is negative 1/2. That's the value of it. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. And I'm going to delete these things. And goodbye. Have a good day.